Sagittarius, how you doing, guys? Okay, so this is for your March. Okay, so just a very quick spiel. If you've just found this channel, okay, the intro that you may have found that I put together, the actual music in that was by Floyd, and it was by A New Machine, part 1. So that's that. So I'm going to lay a spread for your March, and the rest of it will be over on Vimeo, where I clarify everything. There is a buy all option where you can buy everything that will be put in that same folder from this month, which is still February, and then also March, and also things that are doing there. You can buy all option, £15, and that'll be everything in there that if you want to look at Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. There are also teaching segments that I do, and there is also on Vimeo, okay, that should hopefully guide you. There's some stuff on YouTube as well, guiding people through physical and metaphysical connections that we kind of have sometimes. Some of you may be waiting. How long are you waiting for, Sag? Okay, so let's have a look. So this is going to be for your March, and then we'll clarify everything over there. But it is all in the description, private readings, all that kind of stuff. It's all in there. There will be some copyright notice stuff in there as well, just to so I can use music. I use music in order to connect with people. Some people don't understand what that is, but I do. Okay, so let's have a look. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus for March. Sagittarius, and I'm going extremely cold, Sag. Sagittarius. Okay, so you've got the Tower. The Two of Cups is coming out. This is what I'm talking about, metaphysical connections. Metaphysical, okay. The metaphysical connection of what we have with people is fresh and new. This is the person that you can end up meeting. This is someone that you don't hold past life karma with. The Six of Cups would mean past life karma, like the Tower, okay. The Tower brings in a new beginning with something new, okay, something new. So this is also a guide and a healer. Two of Cups is a very spiritual card. Okay, I've just done a segment on that of how spiritual the Two of Cups is, because it's divine source. It's how we listen to ourselves. It's what we learn to do. You know, some people believe in spirit and stuff like that, and that is kind of true. The spirit only brings across the message from yourself to give it to you from your higher mind, from the higher perspective of what you've come here to experience as a guide. Have you become an ascensional guide? Okay, but that is on Facebook, on YouTube. But you've got Sagittarius that is looking at the Two of Cups. So you've got a Sag kind of energy. Doesn't have to mean Sag, it can mean Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or anybody that is like a guide that has access to the Akashic records, the occult, wisdom, knowledge, guide, okay, a guide. So looking at the Two of Cups, which is like a fresh beginning, a fresh start, brand new start. Seems to me that something from the past was very, you know, the 7, this is a 7, you know, this is about alignment, finding alignment. So it's like a calling also, a calling. Someone's called in a new direction. This is like fear of abandonment. This is entrapment. It can mean Scorpio, okay, it can mean, or Cancer, or an air sign. But it's kind of like spiritual entrapment. Spiritual entrapment is what I'm picking up, because this is spiritual. This is like spiritual entrapment also, okay, which causes a Tower. The universe doesn't let that happen because it's not, because it's like blaming. You can't blame situations in life, and you can't blame human beings. It's like if something happens, okay, if you say something or you do something, you basically just have to accept it. You know, you have to accept it as a lesson. It doesn't mean that you have to enforce and completely overburden yourself. You can't overburden yourself. The more you stay in your mind, the more you're going to have conflict with yourself. So you have to basically accept your lesson, which means I accept what I did or what I do or what I, you know, like being self-reliant on yourself, of accepting yourself to say, well, okay, you know, I probably made a mistake, but I'm okay to release that, to let that go. That's how you come out of this energy. You have to understand that things, or everything happens for a reason, especially spiritually. Everything happens for a reason, okay? Always. It depends on how spiritual you are, but it does, because it promotes growth and learning. If you're connected, say, with the Six of Cups and the Two of Cups and the metaphysical and the physical, okay, it leads to entrapment sometimes spiritually, where we can have the ego starts to crumble and disintegrate, because it's more help than a hindrance. Okay, sometimes people have connections metaphysically just for themselves. They have that in order because spirit wants them to know something more within the awakening that they have within themselves. If you talk about yourself, which we do, okay, it's all about ourselves through the great sacrifice. Okay, is what I also teach over on Vimeo. Source, energy source. But the 7 is like alignment. It's like a calling. It's like sometimes I'm called in another direction, and it's to become spiritually untrapped. Okay, or untrapped if you look at within something that you're in, within a relationship. This is like someone that's entrapping you. Okay, could be within a home or a school. The school of rock. the school of rock. That's what I'm picking up. Jack, the name Jack. But anyway, yeah, it's kind of like because this is the universe. You know, the universe will step in. You know, it will, because it's a foundation that's built upon entrapment. You know, because this is like silence. You can't remain silent in things. You have to become an adult, and you have to kind of realise that the way that you get out of things in life, if you have a connection with someone, is to actually speak, is to actually say your piece. Okay, if you don't say your piece, you hold it internally and you suppress it, and then you attract in another lesson with somebody else that will teach you exactly the same thing. You know, so that's 2 cards. So let's have a look. Or basically, on a weird level of me trying to not kind of teach and guide people, you're probably interested in a water sign, or maybe a fire sign, or an air sign, or anybody. It really doesn't matter. And it doesn't have a timeline. This can be stuff that's happened or will happen. Or it's basically just guidance, you know. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising on Venus for March. Please show me. I keep getting extremely cold down my left arm. That is part of one of my gifts. Is it's like my bullshit detector. I know it's kind of like I'm always touched by spirit, and they kind of send shivers down my spine, down my arms, well, down my left arm. That's your positive reaction of your body, and your negative is in your right hand. That's the yin and the yang of yourself. Okay, your heart chakra is in the base, in the middle of your body. So some of you could be wanting to release the heart chakra. Yeah, release the heart chakra. Work on your heart chakra. Definitely. If you can see the goosebumps on my arm. Release the heart chakra. Meditate. Relax. Because that suppression can be depression. I'm not sure what colour goes with the heart chakra, but I'm picking up red. Blood has been spilt. There could have been physical and emotional violence, maybe. Sagittarius, Sun, Rising on Venus. Yeah, so judgment call. Okay. So this is a calling. This is also a very spiritual guide. Okay, someone that you are yourself, or someone that you listen to. Okay, this is like an angel. I'm picking up like an. Some people laugh at it, but it's like an earth angel. You know, when you're clairvoyant and you're gifted in many ways, what you do is you have access to like what I call angel radio. Okay, you pick up signals. It's like a signal. It's like a metaphysical signal with a new soulmate, or a metaphysical connection that you can have with spirit, of where you can't see it but you hear it. Okay, it gives you signals like it does within my arm, of positive and negative. It's a bit like a bullshit detector for me, you know. But a judgment call has probably been made on the past by someone, and they're now looking at a new soulmate. You're now looking at them or you, okay, vice versa, cross watchers. But someone's made a judgment call on their past, and they've tried to entrap themselves, and they're now looking, Sagittarius, Aries, Leo maybe possible, looking at a water sign possible. Made a judgment call on the past. They have a higher calling, a higher mind. They're walking towards the future. Back to the future. Don't look back. What's the song? What's her name? Back to Black. Okay, so let's see. Sagittarius, some people could have had drug addiction problems. Back to Black. What was her goddamn name? Sorry. What was her name? Yeah, so healing Healing from the past, healing from something that was... I mean, you can heal many a times, you know. Yeah, someone that's been left out in the cold. This is not a good energy. This is a very positive energy here. Very positive energy. This is a very negative energy. Like I was saying, positive, negative. You know, there's always two sides of a tale. There's always two sides of a yarn. You know, there's always two ends of a piece of string. You tie it together and you form ascension. Past life, fear of abandonment, chain, cycle, again, round, round, round and around we go. Like a teddy bear, sorry, I just picked that up. Round and around like a teddy bear. One step, two step. Wow, I don't know, some of you could have children or something. Some of you could be trying to guide your children and they're entrapped at school. They're suffering from fear of abandonment. There you go, I knew that was going to come up. And my spirits never lie. 6 of Cups, 2 of Cups. So it seems to me like someone, you've got metaphysical and physical connections. This does not always mean the same thing. This means a metaphysical connection with someone spiritual, okay? If you want a relationship or any kind of partnership with someone and you are very spiritual, they have to be in alignment with what it is that you believe also, okay? Because like the 6 of Cups is like the past, okay, which is the past life relationship. That's not what you want. That's what people think that they want, but they don't, because it's past life karma. Past life karma, that's why you've come here to experience it, to drop it, okay? But people see, because it could have also something to do with children. I'll try to get onto that in a bit, but you know, some of you could be guiding your children out of like something to do with school or like fearing abandonment, maybe panic attacks, anxiety, that kind of thing, sleepless nights, maybe, you know, something to do with fear of the dark, fearing abandonment. Something makes them feel entrapped at school. This could have something to do with music, maybe, or something. I'm not sure. But anyway, coming off that one. What was the other message? Yeah, so this is like the metaphysical of what we have like with children, and people stay in marriages for very long times because of the children. Okay, so they keep you entrapped. They keep you... I was speaking to someone, it's kind of like, you know, well, it's my soulmate, you know, with high school sweethearts and stuff like that, okay? And that's all well and good, and that is a soulmate connection, you know, if this relates to anybody. But, you know, how long are you willing to sacrifice yourself for a connection with someone where they go back to somebody else? You know, that's not how life works. You don't give up your whole life and your soul and your growth and how good you can be spiritually, or how good you can actually be for someone else because they're entrapped. That entraps you. Avoidance. You're avoiding things. You're not setting boundaries, and you've not cut the past off. Or you will. I just picked up. Or you will. You know. Free will. Free will is what I picked up. Free will, or you will. Free will. Free will choice. You can either continue on the same path or you can move forward. You know, this is metaphysical and new. This is also someone from, like I don't believe in the perfect match. I believe in the spark that created its source. That's why I wrote that. That's what's on at the beginning. Okay? It starts off with a spark. It's a connection with someone that you had, say, from the short past. Okay? This can be long past, cross watchers or whatever. Long past separation, okay? Metaphysical, long past entrapment, okay? Metaphysical, fresh new guide, okay? Also, someone that you probably had an intervenance with of a spark that created something that was built up that was pure, okay? Toxic past, pure past, also. Yeah, a guide, 100% spiritual guide. Fool's journey, a new journey. Separate yourselves from the past. Keep you entrapped. Will keep you entrapped. And I'm going, my bullshit detector is screaming. Is screaming. Stay tuned for a segment that I'm going to have coming up in March called Run Like Hell. You'll probably enjoy that one. That could have been a message for you. Run like hell. Run like hell. Someone has got someone entrapped, spiritually and mentally. Yeah. That's why I was picking up that this morning before I'd done your reading. I was thinking of future readings, being a guide of what I want to do in March as a calling that I'm kind of here and told to do. And I'm doing a segment called Run Like Hell. Okay. But because I've mentioned that in your reading, that was a message that is for you, Sag, which is run like hell. Or someone around you. Could be Scorpio. That is also Scorpio. Sometimes some people, I have heard some people say that the Tower is Scorpio. But it doesn't have to matter. This can be anybody, because this is 7. This is alignment of what we all have within 7 chakras of our body. Okay. Alignment. It brings us into alignment. That's why the universal energy is 8. Okay, 1 and 8, 9. So it's a cry for help. Cry for help. You know when you're around people like this because if this is a relationship, okay, the ship. I mean, what are you, Noah's Ark? You know. So you've still got waiting. So someone's waiting for someone, entrapment still. Someone's waiting for someone from their past still, and they're still stuck and they're still confused. But also you've got someone that's wanting to take a new direction with someone new, but they're still waiting for that. Life isn't a game of chess. You don't have to outdo people or outmaneuver people. You just need to grow up. I'm not talking to you, Sag, but people in general need to grow the fuck up and just kind of realise for what things are and release. You know, I mean, this is Scorpio energy also, and Cancer and air. I have a lot of air in my chart, you know, but I have a Scorpio ascendant. Well, for me, that is about death and rebirth and letting go, you know, to let things go. I've noticed that within my patterns and cycles, and that's why I become a guide. You have to release, you know. You have to still remain a good person and remain open to receive a lesson, be it good or bad, but that's why you learn to let it go. You know, you can't hold resentment for what you may have done or what they may have done. You just accept it and move on and let it go. You know? That's part of teaching. I can't help that. Sagittarius, Moon rising on Venus. We seem to be forming 2 spreads. 1 spread, but 2. Yeah, independence. A declaration of independence of war, greed and gluttony. 9. It's also a cry for help. Someone could be crying for help financially, or they are receiving. This is receiving. This is a bit like what I call Jupiter. Sometimes I class this as Scorpio also, because Scorpios, they like nice things, okay, because they're like water signs. They especially Pisces, they have that depth of where they would see everything. They would like, you know, if you go into a burger bar, someone would just literally buy a burger. A Pisces, for instance, right, or a water sign, but mainly Pisces, because they're 12, they would start to analyse that. You know, they would see the seeds on the bun and how much time that took for families in order to work on their land, in order to how much they struggled. You know, that would be the depth of a water sign. If they're pure, they would see that emotion. 1919 on the clock. Okay, you know, they would start to look at the bun and how hard people are working behind the bar, and you know, sorry, Sag, it's nothing to do with your reading, but that's also like Jupiter's reward of receiving something karmically, because someone's made a judgment call on the past, they've released themselves, and they've had a higher calling, and they're walking towards financial stability. You need to be independent of yourself to know who you really are, so you're not playing mind games with people, or they're playing it with you, spiritually or physically or metaphysically, you know. So then you have offers, but these are still opportunities of something grounded. But I definitely wouldn't say it's with that energy, really. So you've got, wow. So it's kind of coming to light. Baby, leave the light on. I'm hearing that song again. So yeah, so you've got the 5 of Cups, the 6 of Cups. Okay? This is the divine, this is the metaphysical connection. Okay? And it's behind these 2 cups here. Okay? So that's the 4. Okay? 4 of Cups. Which is trying to accept an offer. Okay? Which is also stubborn and stuck from their past. So someone's stuck, man. Someone's stuck spiritually. Someone's not. That's low vibrational energy for you. You know, that's what they will do. It pulls you back. You can't hold yourself back. You know, the 2 of Cups here is the 2 of Cups here, right? Which is the 4. Okay. So someone's wanting to accept a new offer with something fresh and new. There's someone that you can meet once you release. Okay. But then you've also got the 3. 3 that's spilt. So it's like divine union is like not, but is. It's like there's definitely someone that's really good around you and someone that's not. Because you go from the 2 to the 6, back to the 5. But the 2 is still behind. Someone is following somebody. Follow me down, you got to follow me down. Tell all the people that you see, follow me down. There you go. Could have something to do with Scorpio. That's what I'm saying. Scorpio, death. So someone has transformed. Someone's accepted transformation and they're moving forward and they're a guide completely. Okay. But they're still kind of waiting. But then you've also got, this is kind of like Virgo, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus, water signs. You've got water, fire, wait, everybody. Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus, please. One more card. Just one more card. So I'll use that as the overall energy. So communication, new direction is needed, obvious, new direction is needed. This is also the ego to me. This is like the ego, the pride, the ego that keeps the pride alive. This should be communication. This should be about communication, but this is like also rising above it. But this can also be the ego, part of someone that just can't get over their past and they're just kind of like, nope, I'm way too prideful in order to forget anything. I'm just going to keep it going and keep it going. Okay, I have too much of this, and I'm just not accepting, and I'm just. But someone's working extremely hard. This is a guide. This is someone that does esoteric wisdom, esoteric knowledge, spirituality, knowledge. You know, higher knowledge, a higher mind, in alignment with themselves. They work really hard at it. They all work. It doesn't matter. They just work extremely hard. But this is also ascension. Okay. Because this is the 8, you know. So you're going to cry for help to working hard at it also. So this is like financial abundance here. Someone works extremely hard. This is like moving away from the past. Someone's not. This is like a face-off here. Someone is going this way and going to steam in maybe with... This can either mean harsh communication or just communication about something that was stable in the past, maybe. An opportunity. Okay? That could well be keeping them stuck. That could be the communication. Okay? Then you've got someone that is accepting transformation but is still kind of like stuck a little on the metaphysical side. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to go over to Vimeo and I will clarify the rest of the cards and we'll see what some of this mess means. Okay, guys, like I say, it's £3 to see the rest of the reading, or it's £15 to have access to everything. And I would very much appreciate your support. Okay, guys. All right, so I'll catch you soon. All right, guys. Cheers. Peace.